Hey everyone, it's Robert over at Bloomington Acura Subaru, and today we're going to do a comprehensive review or overview of the steering wheel in this 2024 Acura RDX. Now this is the advanced package, so this will have every button possible. If you have an A-Spec or the A-Spec Advanced, you will have a flat bottom steering wheel, but all of the button controls will work exactly the same. And I'm doing the Advanced just so that we have a couple extra buttons with the heated steering wheel, as well as the head-up control buttons on there as well. So starting in the center, obviously you have your horn. Easy, nothing to explain there. On the left side, you have your heated steering wheel button. If I give this a click, you'll see a nice orange light turns on, so you know that that is turned on. Next one over here, this is the power button for the radio. If you're listening to music off of your phone, that will pause or unpause the radio. So if I go ahead and turn up the music, you can click that, and if I go over to the radio, you'll actually be able to see. Click that again, you can see audio off or turn on. So I can turn it back on just by clicking this button right here. Volume up and down, very self-explanatory. Now this button right here is your voice command button. If I was to just click this, that will open up the built-in Acura system voice recognition. Now, it's kind of tough to see, but at the bottom it says pressing the button starts Acura voice recognition. Pressing and holding the button starts smartphone voice recognition. So what that means is if I am, let's pause that. So what that means is if I'm connected to Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, or just have my phone paired in general, I can push and hold this button, and then we would have either Siri or your Google Assistant pop up. Because my phone's not paired to the car right now, it's not going to do anything at the moment. But just as a refresher, if I click it, it will go through the Acura voice recognition, and you can use that for things like the radio stations or the built-in nav. And if I push and hold on it, then it will go through your phone's voice command system. Now, the back button here is in regards to the apps button. So if I click the apps button, it will appear in two places. If you have a non-advanced package, it would appear in your center display up there. However, because I am in an advanced package, it would appear in the heads-up display. So once again, that is the apps button right here. If I give that a click, then you can see your heads-up display up top there. Now, to actually cycle through that menu, you're going to scroll up or down using this dial here. You can click in on the dial to actually select it. You can also click left and right if there's a menu that requires you to click left or right. And then the back button here will just take you back to the previous option in the menu. So let's take a look here. I'm going to click apps. We can see the menu pops up. We can scroll up or down to go through the different options in there. So for example, I'll highlight Sirius XM. I'll click in using this button right here. I'll give that a click. And you can see we have our favorites. And there's also an arrow to the right that says recents. So I can toggle this to the right. And there you can see we can toggle to the recents. Now if I want to back out of that menu, I'm just going to push the back button here. Now, this toggling left and right feature, this is also going to work in regards to your music and answering phone calls. So, looking at the radio right here, we can see it's playing channel 112. And that is one of the, let me zoom in here so hopefully that stops. You can see channel 112 is one of the favorites along the bottom. If I click the button to the left, it's going to go to, let me turn on the radio first of all. It's going to go to hits 1. Going right. So all I'm doing is I'm just clicking this left or right, and that will cycle through your saved radio stations. Alrighty. Now, when you do get a phone call, this will also be the way to answer your phone call. So it would appear once again either in that display or the heads-up display up front, but it would say, for example, Robert is calling, and there would be an arrow to the right saying answer, or an arrow to the left saying ignore. So when you get a phone call, you can click it to the right to answer, and then click it left to ignore or end that phone call. So that's how the left side of the steering wheel works. Now the right side is going to be in regards to all of your cruise control, lane assist, and your little information display. So if I click this button right here, this is my cruise control on off. And you can see when I click that, you can see the little icon appears on the top. Alrighty. So cruise control on off. With cruise control on, we can then set our speed by pulling down. When you are driving and you have cruise set, you can increase and decrease your speed, like I said, once it's set. Cancel will be to cancel cruise. And then with cruise on, this is to adjust the following distance. So let me zoom in up here again, just so you can see. So that there's one way bar. If I click that button again, there's 4, 3, 2, 1. So all I'm doing is I'm just clicking this button right here. That will adjust the following distance that your cruise control is going to set for the car in front of you. Now, when there is a vehicle in front of you, it will show a car above the white bars, just so you know that your car can see the car in front of you. Left one here, this is your lane assist. If I click this on, you can see that the lane guides turn on and off. When these, hopefully it doesn't mess up the zoom on here, but kind of, there's 2 white bars there, or the white lines. When those lines turn solid white, that means that it sees the lines on the road and will, it will pull you back into your lane if you start to swerve without signaling. Now that's really just between 45 and 90 miles an hour is when that lane assist will work. So if you're doing less than 45 and you're wondering why the car is not pulling you back into your lane, it's because you're not going fast enough for this to actually work. Alrighty. And then we have this scrolling up and down dial. That will change your center display. So we've got, start from the top, you have your trip computer, current speed, navigation, maintenance, tire pressures. This one will tell you where the power is being sent on each wheel. If your seatbelt's clicked or not, nothing. Safety support to change your safety features, so we can click in on that. So it says push to change on the bottom. And then if you want to see the sport gauge settings all the time, or just in sport, and then distance. So those are the different menus in here. You'll notice the trip computer, it does say A or B. So we can toggle right or left to select A or B, and we can also reset. So it says hold to reset. So I can toggle A or B, and then I can push to reset, so that way it zeroes out your odometer for trip A or B if you would like to do that. So that is the right side of the steering wheel. Now, you'll notice we do have a little minus and a plus right here. This, you click towards you. This is to change gears manually if you did want to. So go down a gear, and then the one on the right side will go up a gear. Looking at your wipers, let's try and zoom in a little bit if we can. So you have off. Oops, hold on one second. So if you click it up one time, it will do it one time. Right now we're in the off position. We pull down once, we are in auto. So that means it's rain sensing for this package. Yours may just say INT for intermittent, in which case you control the speed yourself using this dial here. But auto is for the rain sensing wipers. Pull it down again to go to low, and again to go to high. So you can see wipers are going crazy right now. Now, when you are in the auto setting, twisting this dial will adjust the sensitivity. So if you're someone who likes the wipers going a bit more often or not, you can adjust how sensitive the wipers are. Now, for the end cap, we can rotate this part here. This is for your back window. So let's see if it'll catch it in the rearview mirror. You can see there it goes. So all I'm doing is I'm just rotating this one forward to INT. You can have full blown on. And then the bottom and the top one, this is to clean your back window. It will also clean your backup camera. So whenever you twist this backwards like so, you will feel it kind of spring a little bit. Just keep holding it until your backup camera or your back window is clean to your liking. Now, there's also a button on the end cap here called camera. If I click this button, it turns on our front camera and our top-down view. If I click this button again, now we have the ones underneath the mirror. So if you're parking and you want to see how close you are to the curb, you can do that. If I click it one last time, it will just go back to the main screen that we were at before. And then on the left side, hopefully that'll stay zoomed. I apologize for that. Headlights, so off, auto, running lights, and then your full-blown headlights for nighttime. Interesting, if you turn it to off, it does spring load back to auto. So whenever you turn on your car, your headlights will turn on to automatic, so you don't have to worry about turning those on every time you get in the car. Now this inner dial here, this is for your fog lights. So off and on. So full-blown lights, I would just leave them in auto. If you have fog lights, leave the fog lights on, may as well. And then you also have your auto high beam assist as well. So that's a full run through on the steering wheel of this 2024 Acura RDX Advance. This would be the same guide for the TLX. So if you're looking at a 2021 to 2023 Acura TLX, it'd be the same. I will make one on the 2024 as well as the MDX and the Integra. So if you want to see a specific one on your vehicle, take a look out for those videos. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks so much.